What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Undrafted Opinions, where we give you another opinion on the worldwide world of sports. This is a special of some sorts where we're doing because the knockout stages start tomorrow, and we're going to predict the knockout stages, and we'll go through each of them week by week, or not week by week, but stage by stage, basically. And this one's dedicated straight to the knockout stages. If you haven't talked or listened to our commentary for match day 1, 2, or 3, for some reason they are going to be popping up around you right there. And there you go. Have fun with that before you watch this, so you know what we're talking about.
None of our predictions will be wrong. I'll be right. We are predicting the future.
I think in the group stages I only got one right.
We both had to have got Spain, Portugal. No, you had Morocco.
I had Morocco. Right. I went.
You're a pleb.
You went no balls. All right.
What are you talking about? I have Peru.
Anyways, going back to it. Before we start, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe on the YouTube. And if you're listening to audio, go do the same. And know that we do a YouTube version and an audio version. So there you go. There's some more you know. That right?
Kind of.
I tried. Okay. But anyways, we are gonna get into it. I'm Richard Rodillo.
I'm Jacob Bullard.
And like I said, welcome to Undrafted Opinions, talking about the knockout stages for the World Cup. I'm going to put that screen on there so I know the screen.
Definitely not that screen.
No, moving on that screen. So you want to start on the I don't know which side.
Like the top.
It would be the left side then.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. We got Uruguay versus Portugal. Do you want to start off? Do you want to go by picking them first and then telling us why, or telling us why and then picking them at the end of the discussion?
No, I think it would make more sense if we picked it first.
Okay.
And then talk about it. Talk about how we felt. All right, so I'm gonna go with Uruguay in this game.
I'm gonna agree with you, even though there's probably gonna be some that we disagree on, but it's okay. I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah. So I just feel like basically the only thing Uruguay has to do is defend Cristiano Ronaldo. And they have the Atletico Madrid center backs. And the Atletico Madrid center backs turns out are pretty good at defending Cristiano Ronaldo, historically, at least over like recent history, the last 4 or 5 years.
That is correct.
So I think Jimenez and is it Jimenez? Did he leave the Russia game with an injury? I feel like I remember reading that somewhere. Anyway, I still feel like Diego Godin and Jimenez together will be enough to keep Ronaldo out.
I think he'd be fine for the game. I don't think it was too serious of an injury.
And then obviously,
I think he left the game early. Yeah.
For like Portugal has one dude that they lean on in Cristiano Ronaldo, and Uruguay have two
dudes
almost as good center forwards in Cavani and Luis Suarez. And I think I just trust Uruguay as a team more than I do Portugal.
Yeah, I would say like if you take Ronaldo out, they would just look like an average team in the sense of like a Switzerland or like a.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, they would be degraded down to that basically. Since we're both going Uruguay, I'll say I'll make a case for Portugal, I guess, since we're kind of making it even. The only thing I can think would make sense is if like they're basically going to play back and play the counter game, and that's going to be the way they're going to win this game. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
But I think it'll probably be like 2-1 maybe, or maybe high scoring. We'll see. Because I feel like Uruguay can put some on them, but Cristiano Ronaldo, I can't say Ronaldo, just Ronaldo. There we go. I think he'll make it. He'll keep Portugal in the game though. But anything can happen. You know what I mean? It's football / soccer. So yeah, it's a World Cup. Make it entertaining. But yeah, or Uruguay next round. Okay. Moving on. Argentina versus France. Probably one of the biggest games, or the biggest game in the knockout stages. Two big countries.
Probably the biggest game. We said the first round, the round of 16.
Definitely two teams that struggled in a way. Struggled in two different ways. One barely getting in, and the other one just struggling with getting all 9 of their points. No, wait, no. Did they draw?
France drew Denmark.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So, I am going to pick France in this one. Because I think there's too much disorganization going on with Argentina. I think they rely on Messi too much. And I think since I feel like Argentina in their group, the best team they played is obviously Croatia, and we saw how good they played against them, which they didn't.
If by good you mean absolutely terrible.
Yeah, exactly. And that I don't think will be the point, because I feel like France has a problem scoring, but I don't think they have a problem defending. So I think they will have that in their favor for sure, and I think they're going to be able to hold the ball off and give Messi less touches, because I feel like Argentina is just going to try to feed him the ball.
Okay. I don't really have a good reason for this pick, but I just feel it. I just feel that Argentina, they're not done yet. Like, I feel like they...
If you went Argentina, why don't you go Portugal the last one then? So you see Messi versus Ronaldo. Then.
No, because this game has nothing to do with the Portugal-Uruguay game.
Okay. I thought you were going to try to build a storyline, but okay.
No, I just feel that the way the group stage ended up playing out and the nature in which Argentina advanced with that late goal, I just feel like they have a little bit of luck on their side. I feel like they and I feel that this kind of might be, I don't know, most of the major Argentinian players are in their 30s now, including Aguero and Messi. And
I think Higuain just hit 30.
Yeah, so...
Or 31, I think.
We're, like, coming up on the point where, like, this could kind of be the last World Cup before their window closes.
For that group of players.
I mean, I imagine they'll have Messi and maybe like, they'll lose probably half of their major players in the next World Cup.
They'll still have Dybala, at least.
Yeah, but, like, beyond that, who...
Don't they have, I can't think of the striker's name.
Mauro Icardi?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
but
he's
they don't have
kind of
any
young.
midfield. Like, off the top of my head, I couldn't name you any
younger
midfielders or younger defenders.
Yeah, I think
Tagliafico, I guess.
the problem is too is that they're not developing those midfielders. That's what I think another thing is lacking in this team. Like, you're kind of relying on Mascherano a little too much, and he's like not everywhere like he used to be when he was younger. Obviously,
I also feel like that France is not going to have an answer for Messi. I don't trust them in the especially the way that they've been playing in this World Cup. I don't trust them in the midfield. And
is Rojo gonna score the game winner?
No, I'm gonna go for Mascherano to score.
Mascherano.
Yeah, it's gotta be someone like kind of random,
Mr. Blue
unexpected.
Face. I don't know how I got these.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Argentina. I think they make it at least one more round.
All right.
Okay. Before they're like excommunicated from Argentina.
Okay. All right, we got Brazil versus Mexico. Woo. Who you got?
Well, for obvious reasons, I can't possibly go for Mexico. So I really hope that Mexico loses about 15-0 in this game.
Okay. So so that's it. That's all you gotta say for Brazil then.
Brazil, another team that hasn't really. We talked about this in the last episode, where a lot of the bigger World Cup nations have not really. It kind of seems like none of them can really find the back of the net. They're like it's not really gelling. Brazil, that's definitely true as well. Like, they had that one group stage game with like the two really really late goals. Then they played all right against Serbia in the last game. I think that they need to change. I think they need to sit Gabriel Jesus. I think they should
Pit Firmino.
Either go with a false 9.
Okay.
Which I guess having Firmino, you can kind of get away with playing that as a false 9 because he's really only recently become like a number 9. I think that they'll tinker with the squad a little bit and it'll work a little bit better for them.
Okay.
And obviously they have Neymar. I think I'd also like to see someone else play right wing. I feel like Willian has been relatively ineffective.
Well,
I'm not really sure who else is on their roster off the top of my head.
I think Douglas can play both sides.
Douglas Costa, yeah.
But I think he plays better on the left, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think they need to, not that they need to mix it up, but they just need to make it confusing enough for the Mexicans to just submit. But my pick, just because this whole, like, through the group stages when we picked before and through all the matches and stuff, I'm only going to pick Mexico because I feel like... No, give me a sec. All right, no, give me a sec. I'm not picking Mexico because I want Mexico to win. I'm picking Mexico because if I pick Mexico, then they're not going to win. So that's exactly why I'm not going to...
Reverse psychology.
Yeah, because I've been picking against Mexico this whole time, and I didn't pick anything against them when they went against Sweden. So maybe I should not even talk about the game. I don't know. But I'm gonna pick Mexico just because I want Mexico to lose, real bad. The way you described it, and like you see me, or I've showed you all the chats that I've had in like the bunch of Facebook groups that we're all in, and like everyone's been laughing at what I want and stuff, and it's been like I would feel so amazing if they did lose 15-0, but I'm gonna still pick Mexico because I still want them to lose 15-0. But yes, I'm gonna pick Mexico just because of that reason.
All right. I mean, they played really, really poorly in that Sweden game, so all they have to do is keep that up.
Yeah.
And then Brazil will put 15.
They're not in form.
That's true. Yeah, they were very lucky to get through with the way that Germany lost to.
Exactly. Yeah. Where is Germany on this?
There is no Germany. Germany choked.
What happened? Okay. Belgium, Japan. I think this is another. This is. I think it's pretty obvious, right? Is it? Can you make a case for Japan?
Japan doesn't have any pressure.
Okay.
It's just really the only thing. I know I've kind of used that reasoning on like a couple of the group stages like that, especially going into the last round of the group stage. Like Japan is just happy to be here. They're happy to have gotten out of the group stage on the fair play FIFA fair play points.
I think they're the only Asian team that made it through the knockout
stages. They are
stages
the only,
too.
yeah. And if Senegal had gone instead of them, Senegal would have been the only African team.
That is my niece crying. I don't know why. She's probably crying because of my grandpa or my dad. But yeah.
Anyway,
no
I feel that Japan, they have nothing to lose. They played okay in the group stages, not really great, but like I said, they have no pressure on them. No one expected them to be where they are right now. They probably didn't expect them to be where they are right now. And Belgium is, especially without Germany and with a lot of the bigger teams kind of stuck with each other at the top half of the bracket, I think there's even more pressure on Belgium to finally make use of this golden generation. That being said, though, I'm going to go with Belgium.
I'm going to go with Belgium too, but I think Japan will be organized. I think with their first game against Colombia was very somewhat impressive, but Colombia wasn't.
Colombia was down to 10 men though.
Yeah.
So, really early, like third.
But I think they'll be able to if they were to win, they're gonna have like that South Korean probably set up where they're just gonna have like massive defense going
6 men back,
and like I think the only hope for them is probably getting into penalties and winning.
Yeah,
it that way. I think that's like the best case scenario, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I see Belgium probably stacking some goals on them, unfortunately, because I think they're physically better. I'm not saying like because they're Japanese or anything like that, but I'm just saying like when you have Lukaku right there, dude, like he manhandles.
Don't you mean Marouane Fellaini?
That too as well. I mean, like they have very physical guys. Like Belgium has very physical guys on the team, and plus they have those guys on the.
They have a mixture of like just like brute force guys and the technical.
Yeah,
guys.
exactly.
Like De Bruyne and Dries Mertens and the Hazard brothers.
Yeah,
and
so it's
like that. Yeah.
So it's like it's very to a defender. It's gonna be very confusing sometimes when you do like that's a man, that's a boy, that sucks. Basically.
And I think and Belgium, I think Belgium scored the most goals in the group stage.
Yeah.
So
I think
they've always not that they like Tunisia and Panama were really that big of a challenge for them, but
no warm-up games.
Yeah.
Just another warm-up game. Here we go.
All
right. We're going to go to the other side of the bracket. We got Spain versus Russia.
Well, we saw what happened with Russia when they finally played a real team in Uruguay. So now they're going to play a real team. And Spain, though, another one of those countries, they had a really good game against Portugal. That was a really entertaining game.
They should have easily
won that game.
Pretty easily.
But their other two games, I feel like they were a little sluggish. Their goal against Morocco was like the Moroccan defender kicking the ball into Diego Costa and the ball in the back of the net. So, but I trust Spain to just have a professional like 2-0 over Russia and just move on, get it over with, get the job done.
Yeah,
might not be pretty.
I don't think Russia's gonna have an answer for Diego Costa. I don't think Russia's gonna have an answer to that midfield, and I don't think. Again, like the last games that we were talking about with Belgium and Japan, they're going to hope to get to penalties and win. I think that's the only way. Spain's also capable of making stupid mistakes through PK, De Gea, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But or anyone else, who knows? But I think that's the only way Russia's going to win. But I got Spain easy, no problem. This is where the road ends. in Russia.
Yeah, I agree.
Moving on, we got Croatia versus Denmark. I think the strongest, probably one of the strongest teams, if not the strongest team so far. I would be very scared to go against this Croatian team. So I'm going to go with Croatia on this one. Even though I think Denmark's going to play very smart in this game, but I think Croatia I think they're going to figure it out. I think they have enough players in that starting 11 to where one of them is just going to turn it on. You don't know who it's going to be, but I think they know, like I said, they're the team that's not overselling themselves and not underselling themselves. They're right in that sweet spot. And I think it's going to continue. And I think maybe Perisic might show up in this game. And Zukic, maybe it's their turn. Split the switch. Denmark's, I think their best hope is probably through set pieces.
Yeah, that's what I was.
That's going to be like where they're going to be able to make a difference. Unlike the Argentinians, they actually take their set pieces seriously. And I think that's where they get one set up right in front of the goal or corners or stuff like that. That's where it's going to really matter for them to win this game, to sneak a goal in or two like that. I don't think Croatia is going to be – they're going to be pretty disciplined, so I don't think they're going to be able to get a weird goal or just some stupid mistake happens. So I'm going to go with Croatia on that one.
Yeah, I agree with most of what you said there. I think that Denmark, although I do feel that Denmark very similar to Japan, they're playing with house money at this point.
Yeah.
So they really have nothing to lose as far as obviously you don't want to be too aggressive in pressing the ball because I think Croatia have shown in this tournament so far that they're capable of playing out from the back, capable of playing however they need to play to get the job done is what it's been. So everyone seems to know what their job is in the midfield and up front, and they really haven't had too many defensive. They haven't been pressured too much defensively, even by Argentina. They did a really good job of just commanding the game from the midfield and keeping Argentina in their own half during that game, and I think that they'll be even more effective against Denmark. Yeah,
I think, we watched Croatia, and that was like their B or C team play against that Mexico game like not too long ago. I think it was like a year ago. And they it didn't matter like what level they're playing at. I feel like they know their objective before the game starts.
Yeah.
And they know what they're doing regardless.
They're very well organized, and they have the technical ability to go along with it.
Yeah. And
the creativity.
Yeah, I'd be afraid to be on that side. Even if I was Spain, I'd be afraid of Croatia getting through and then plus Croatia has their number as well.
Yeah, but I think both of those teams will be very happy to be on the right side of the bracket and not the left side of the bracket. Just the way that it kind of plays.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm still saying. Yeah. I don't want to be on Croatia's side.
Okay.
Moving on, we got Switzerland versus Sweden. Probably the weakest
definitely
game out of all these, unfortunately. Yeah. But I've been impressed with Sweden this whole tournament so far.
Yeah.
I think they've had great games. They got the first game. They got the win against Korea. I forgot how that goal happened, but they got the result. Second game against Germany, they played Germany well. Unfortunately, Germany came back. And then I think they were very impressive against Mexico.
Yeah, they were.
And it's not saying like Mexico is a terrible team. We don't think Mexico is a terrible team, but like it's definitely not hard to or easy to break a team down regardless because like they're pretty organized as well. But I think maybe the Shaqiri factor might play in for Switzerland, but I think I'm going to go with Sweden on this one just because I think they have that same thing that Croatia is going on, like where the players know what needs to be done, and it's been kind of amazing to watch these guys be able to play this good without like a world-class player like Zlatan. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a weird. Either this one's gonna go to extra time and somehow they're gonna squeeze one in, or they'll probably win in penalties. I feel like either of these teams are gonna get like one goal and then it'll go to like penalties and Sweden will win somehow.
I'm actually gonna go with Switzerland on this one. I think that it is likely that it goes to like extra time or penalties, but I think that Switzerland so far have shown a resiliency that many of the other teams so far in this World Cup haven't shown. Just in like I didn't expect them to come back in that game against Serbia on match day 2. They drew with Brazil.
Yeah, they drew.
And then they drew with Costa Rica on the last match day.
Yeah, they stuck a goal against Brazil, and they basically like the last 15 minutes held that.
Yeah,
together.
So they were able to keep the 1-1 draw with Brazil in the first game. They came from behind in like the late minutes, that Shaqiri goal, And then because they won that game, it allowed them a little bit of freedom. And obviously Brazil beat Serbia, so Switzerland can go through the draw against Costa Rica. So I just feel like they've gotten the job. They've accomplished their goals in every one of the games that they had in the group stages. And I think that they're going to be able to do just enough to get past Sweden.
Yeah, I'm just not. I think the only thing why I would go with Sweden over them is just the Costa Rica result, and the fact that Sweden has a little bit more momentum than they do. So, I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Last but not least, we got England versus Colombia. Hey guys.
The cup's coming home. Where do you?
I think out of all the group that knockout stage games, I think this is the only one I have correct out of all the games that I remember picking. Maybe the Croatia Denmark. I think that's the other one. But no, I didn't. No, because I had Argentina go top. So with that said, we're gonna continue the tradition of picking from what I had on the original one, and I'm gonna go with England on this because
you don't want England to go through?
No, because I want England to go through.
Then shouldn't you pick Colombia?
No, I don't want Colombia to go through.
But you picked Mexico and you want Mexico to lose.
But I want England to win, though.
Okay, your logic is flawed here. That's alright, continue.
No, what do you mean?
You picked Mexico because you wanted them to lose. You went like opposite.
Yeah.
But you're picking England, but you want England to win.
Because I'm going with what I picked from the original picks.
All right.
I gotta keep it in. I gotta keep the pipeline going.
Right?
All right. I think yes, this team had they got pretty lucky on their goals with Panama getting the 5 in like basically the first half.
Yeah.
The Belgium result didn't really show us anything, unfortunately, because it was just two B teams, unfortunately. And I kind of understand that, but I kind of don't.
Well, yeah, but.
Because, I mean, if they played their A team against Belgium, unless there was some kind of agreement between Belgium and England to play their B teams, that would be kind of messed up. But, like, if England would have played their A team against Belgium's B team, I think they could have got a result where they played Japan.
But do you want that result?
Yeah.
If that's the U.S., do you want the U.S. to beat Belgium and end up on that side of the bracket, or you want them to lose and be on the right side of the bracket? In a way, I don't know, dude. Like, honestly, but I feel like I would be confident enough if I was England to play against this Brazilian team, though. Okay. All right.
And this is why I'm going to pick. I think what's going to happen is that the Harry Kane team 2.0 is going to feed the ball to Harry Kane. I feel like a Jesse Lingard random goal is going to happen as well.
Overrated.
I think they're going to be very physical with Colombia's front line, and I think that's what's going to be able to stop Colombia from progressing. I feel like not that they're fragile, but they don't like contact. So you just gotta get a little physical. I think Harry Maguire. I don't think Phil Jones is starting. But that back line, if they get a little bit physical with these guys, I think they have it in them to be able to get through. Colombia, not that they think they have holes or anything like that. I think they're capable of making some stupid decisions, probably getting a red card again, and I don't feel as comfortable or as I don't feel as comfortable picking Colombia and just the way that group stage went through or happened. It just didn't feel like they were like the best team in that group, like clearly in a way.
Okay. I mean, they won their group.
I know they won the group, but I didn't feel like out of overall, like their performance made me convinced that they were like I get they got the result, like they got the most points, but I felt like they weren't like. You could make a case for Japan or Senegal to seem being the best team in that group in a sense. I think like they're all equal in a way, even though they got better.
I mean,
results.
It was 5-4-4. Like
exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like I feel like they're not the definitive team, and I feel like from what I've seen so far is that they're not the team I thought they were going to be.
Okay. My heart says England.
Think of Sterling.
All the people I know.
Think of Kyle Walker.
A lot of Manchester City players. Stones, Walker.
I forgot about
Sterling.
Stones.
Yep. And all the talk on social media about the World Cup coming home. They're like winning their first title since 1966. All of this, especially after Germany went out, and everyone's like, "Oh man, we might actually have a chance." Especially with them getting the result that they wanted against Belgium. You wanted that loss. Do you remember the very early? And you didn't watch the Belgium game, did you?
I watched a bit of it.
So there was a point. Yeah. I think it was like the 10th or 12th minute where there was kind of a scramble in front of net, and then the ball like trickled out and rolled to the goal line, and I forgot who it was that cleared it off. It was like Cahill or Alexander Arnold or like one of those guys. They cleared it off the line. I was like, probably should have just let that roll. Let that roll. Like just go down 1-0 right there. I think that loss could turn out to be a good result for England being on this side of the bracket, because if they get past this Colombia team, they have Switzerland or Sweden, which should be an easy game for either one of these teams to get through. Switzerland and Sweden, I think, should be an easy game for either one of them. And then you only have to worry about beating Spain or Croatia in the semi. Like if England or Colombia make it to the semifinals, like that's a good result.
Okay.
I think if you told England fans before the World Cup, like, we're gonna get eliminated by Spain in the semifinals, they'd be like, all right,
all right, I'll take it.
Yeah. So
it happened.
But so my heart is with England.
Oh no.
But my head is with Colombia.
You won't be dancing.
Because England is due to choke. They haven't choked yet in this, and they haven't really played a game yet. They played a game against Tunisia that was super easy for them, and they looked good. Harry Kane got his hat trick, or no, that was the Panama game where Harry Kane got his hat trick.
They squeaked by Tunisia in a way.
It was 2-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They scored. Tunisia scored at the end, I think. Yeah.
They beat Tunisia. They put a bunch of goals, 6-1 on Panama, and then their B team played Belgium's B team, so that wasn't really any good experience for anyone there. So this is really the England A team's first game.
Okay.
Which means they're due to choke.
Okay.
So I don't know that I trust a back line of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Harry Maguire, John Stones. Kyle Walker didn't play in at least the last game. I don't know if he'll play in this one. Or like whoever it is. Or no, I guess Trent Alexander-Arnold would be on the right. And Danny Rose on the left with Stones and Maguire. Both of them are very good. The problem I think with England defense is that Stones and Maguire are the same player. There's not like playing for Manchester City, like John Stones has Otamendi or company who's like the enforcer, kind of like just big, physical, stays back, wins all the big headers, that sort of thing. And John Stones and Harry Maguire are both really good passers and like keeping possession and stuff like that. But like them playing together, I think they lack that grit in the center of defense, and I think they also lack like a number 6. They don't have I don't think they have a strong enough like defensive midfielder. I don't trust like Henderson or like any of those people in the midfield. So I think that while I want England to progress, I think that Colombia being their first real test, I think they're going to fail that test and only have Colombia go through.
Okay. You think maybe if they should have brought someone like a Smalling there?
Yeah, I guess. Another thing too is say instead of either Stones or Maguire, they play Phil Jones. Like, I don't trust Phil Jones. Do you trust Phil Jones?
Somewhat. He did pretty good this year.
I don't trust Phil Jones.
He's gonna give you effort, and like that effort makes great plays. I think he didn't really have like a terrible like it was like the switch of like Chris Smalling and Phil Jones.
King of the North.
Yeah, I don't know about that with him like in the sense of mistakes this year. I feel like and maybe that's why they went with Jones.
I think another thing too that's going to be important is how Gareth Southgate sets up. So like they've played so far in this tournament 3 at the back and 4 at the back. I think they're going to need to stay with the 4 at the back against Colombia. I think if you go 3 at the back, you're asking for problems with like all the wingers and then like the experience that Falcao brings Colombia in the center. I think they need to go 4 at the back. Obviously, that's going to leave them a man short in midfield. So I don't know. I feel like Colombia have enough variety in the attack and creativity. Hopefully, James Rodriguez is fit for this game because he did come off injured. He had, I think, a calf injury in the third group stage game. So maybe if Colombia is without James Rodriguez, maybe obviously that'll give a little bit of an edge to England. But I just feel like Colombia have the personnel and the style and like the creativity to really mix it up on the England backline. I think they might struggle.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like say that's stupid or anything like that because it's not. It makes sense. But yeah, there we go. That's it. That's all we're doing for today. Let us know about your bracket and what you think is gonna happen in the knockout stages. Do you have Colombia over England? Do you have Portugal going over Uruguay? Do you have France smacking Argentina or Messi coming alive? Let us know. And we will be doing a quarterfinals one after we get all the results in, and we will continue this all the way up until the final. And that's pretty much it. There's nothing else we could do.
Yep. Games start bright and early at 7 a.m. Pacific time
tomorrow.
Argentina, France is
this video won't be up until probably after the first game starts, but it's fine. It's okay. Still watch it. Do it. No, I mean, I don't want to force anyone to watch it. I'm not gonna like strap someone down to a chair and like have their eyeballs open so they can. That's messed up.
That would be torture.
But it's us. All right. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe. Go ahead and do that on the audio version as well. Know that we do a audio and video version, so those links are down below or in the descriptions. And that's been pretty much it, guys. We'll see you guys again in the next Undrafted full version. And that's pretty much it. I've been Richard Rodillo.
I'm Jacob Boyd.
And we'll see you guys next time.